All right, going to talk about Tennessee quarterback Nico Iamaleava. Going to look at some of his best throws from the 2024 season. We've got 9 or 10 clips that we're going to check out and break down and watch. But before we look at these clips, let's talk about Nico for 1 or 2 minutes, and then we'll dive into the film. So Nico Iamaleava, stats from the 2024 season. 2,616 yards passing, 19 passing touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 7.8 yards per attempt. Had a complete percentage right at 63.8. Had 3 touchdowns on the ground, 358 yards on the ground. If you take away the sacks, had 475 yards on the ground. So this video, we're going to look at these top throws. And we have another video coming out that we'll do a little deeper dive, talk about how he did against certain defenses, how he did on certain passing schemes, and have a little bit more analytical approach. But the throws we're about to watch, there's 3 type of categories that we're going to watch. The first one is his accuracy. Now, this is something that when he's on, it's pinpoint, but also something that we want to see improvement on, right? Like if you look at the whole season as a whole, there was a lot of good takeaways, but I think going into the season, there was so much hype. Everyone was thinking, hey, he could be a Heisman winner hype. So there's probably too much hype than a first-year quarterback really deserved. I thought it was still a good year moving forward. I thought it was still a good year that he had. Now he just needs to string together consistent play. So with the accuracy department, the throws we're about to watch, really accurate throws. So the ability is there. It just has to be done repeatedly, has to be done consistently. If you look at his deep throws, he was 16 of 50 with the ball thrown 20 yards or more downfield. Out of every quarterback in the SEC with a minimum of 30 attempts on those type of throws, I think he was the 4th lowest completion percentage on those attempts. And Tennessee fans, we talked before about this, some of the open receivers that were missed. But even with those misses, I still thought he had some really nice throws on deep balls. Like we said, it just has to be done consistently. Key number 2, we saw progressions over time, especially like the end of the season in the Vanderbilt game. We saw him go through progressions a bit more. The first half of the season, or a lot of the season, it was like one read, right? Which is part of Heupel's offense. It's a lot of play action, one read, get the ball out quick. But I thought we saw, which is encouraging if you're a Tennessee fan, I thought you saw his ability to go through progressions, especially towards the end of the season, look up field side, come back boundary side, whatever it may be, and make a nice throw. And then the last category is going to be scrambles, his ability to throw on the run, which the beginning of the season, I think he was more comfortable outside the pocket. Then we saw him get more comfortable in the pocket. But the throws we're going to watch, I think the throws against Bama, and there's one other clip that we have that's really impressive. I think Arkansas. But he led all SEC quarterbacks in scramble attempts, which is interesting when looking at that number. So we're going to look at these clips. Again, there's 9 or 10 clips that we're going to check out, and we'll have a deeper dive later. We're talking about some just more analytical thought process and a deeper takeaway from Nico Iamaleava. And you're going to see the majority of these plays are all off play action. Like he was so much more comfortable in play action. It's part of Heupel's offense. But 57% of his dropbacks were off play action. That's led the SEC. 16 of his 19 passing touchdowns were off of play action. Again, it led the SEC. So we'll go ahead and check out 9 or 10 of these clips. And all these clips are from games, against OU, Arkansas, Florida, Bama, against the higher end games. I didn't put anything from like Chattanooga or Kent State, even though there's some impressive throws. So with that said, let's go ahead and check out these 9 or 10 clips of Nico. Tennessee fans, we're going to check out some of his accurate throws first. And if you've watched the channel before, you know this is broadcast footage. I have to slow it down, so I do apologize. We'll have some good all-22 breakdowns throughout the off-season that we'll be able to use, but for this video, it is broadcast footage. So let's check out his accuracy. Like we talked about, something to improve on and work on. Okay, this is horrible clips. I'm not sure why. Okay, here's Nico right here. I apologize. So something that you need to work on, obviously, but he showed the ability. The ability is there. Here's a quick play action that we saw. This is against OU. It hits his receiver in stride. When you have the ability to hit your receiver in stride like this, and if we were able to have the all-22, we would see that he's able to throw it when the receiver gets right past this DB. So it's a good throw on the line, and it's right over him as well, hits him in stride. But when you have accurate balls like this, it leads to a lot of yak opportunities. And Tennessee's receivers, especially this play here, were able to get a lot of yards after the catch. So the accuracy from Nico, I think, is going to be a lot better next year. I think we saw the ability this season, but now you have to repeat it, string these accurate throws together. We can't be missing open throws. And again, Tennessee fans, I know that was something that he struggled with, and the accuracy, I get it. That's something I want to improve on, but he still had some really accurate throws. Here's a deep ball against Oklahoma. There were like 3 big throws against Oklahoma from Nico that I was thinking, man, okay, this is about to be some breakout opportunities. There's a nice throw, pushing the ball downfield. Good catch here. And this was, I think they're up 19-3. This I think they got a field goal on this drive, but kind of helped put the game away, right? So 2 accurate throws. We saw one off play action on like a bang route, little skinny post. The other one on that deep throw here. Here's against Alabama. I think it's a good job of putting the ball into a tight window. The ability to have success on a contested throw. Again, the count that as play action most likely, and then throws it deep. This is a really nice throw. Accurate throw. If he's even, he's leaving, right? He has one step on him, and then Nico throws it to space here. This is one of my favorite throws because there's no room for error. It's a hell of a catch, but yeah, there's no room for error here. Look at that right there, right over the hands of the DB. Really nice throw from Nico. Again, just demonstrating the accuracy ability that Nico Iamaleava does have. We got maybe one or two more clips. Okay, here's against Vanderbilt. Here's another example of hitting your receiver in stride. When you hit your receiver in stride, a lot of times good things tend to happen, especially if you have better playmakers, which Tennessee does a lot of the time. Play action here. He sees the linebacker come up here to cover that slant route. He throws it right behind the backer's head, essentially, which is what you're taught as a quarterback. Hits his receiver in stride. His receiver able to take it up. Got slightly behind, but still a really good throw. The receiver able to take it up and do the rest. So those are the main keys. He has the ability to push the ball downfield. He has the ability to hit his receivers in stride. It's just doing it consistently. Again, I think we did see more of it at the end of the year. I know Ohio State game did not end how Tennessee fans, or how I wanted it, where especially with how I betted that game. But the ability is there. Again, take the next step to improve that. He was 16 of 50 with the ball thrown 20 yards or more downfield. I think that's like 32-ish% completion percentage. The only quarterbacks that were worse from an accuracy standpoint on those type of throws was Jackson Arnold and the quarterback from Mississippi State, Michael Van Buren, and then also Marcel Reed from A&M was like 10 of 36 on his attempts. So those are the big next steps. The ability is there, but take the next step, string those type of throws together. So here's like, I think we have 2 or 3 throws. They're all from Vandy, I believe, but it showed a good job of his development. I think this is where we saw some good improvement from Nico. He's looking field side here, and he's going to come back boundary side for a touchdown. First read's not there, come back side, receiver breaks in for a slant, throws a nice throw. It's good coverage. You can see top of the screen, still pretty good coverage. Able to fit in there for a touchdown. When you see quarterbacks go through progression, when you see quarterbacks go through different reads, that's when you know they're getting more comfortable in the system, right? We talked about Nico having like a one read at the beginning of the season. He looked for one read. If it wasn't there, it didn't always end in success. But then at the end of the season, especially against Vandy, he had several throws like this. Here's another play against Vandy, 3rd and 14. No play action, so the ability's there. You see him look field side first, only bring 3. Then he comes back, looks middle of the field, lets his receiver get open. I mean, it certainly helps when you have time like that, but still a good example of going through progressions, especially at this point in the game. You get down 14-0 within the first 6 minutes of the game. It's a 3rd and 14. I mean, you want to convert here, right? So I think that was a good example of going through your progressions from Nico without the use of play action. We got one more here. Is this the same play that I already showed? It is. I apologize, right? Well, anyways, we'll see it again. Looks to this side, comes back, boundary side, throws a touchdown on the slant. So I apologize for that. Last clips that we'll watch, which I think were really impressive throws, just as it relates to pure natural ability. It's his ability to throw on the run, some throws off of Scramble. So we have the Alabama play here. This is a designed rollout, right? Eyes remain downfield. This is one of the nicest throws you're going to see. This is probably the best throw, let me move myself, the best throw on the run of the season, considering it's pretty good coverage. Throws it on the run, probably 40-something yards downfield. There's not a lot of room for error. Nice catch, hits him in stride. Yeah, we'll keep going. Let's look at that one more time. Okay, again, it's broadcast footage. I got to slow it down. Doesn't the quality be better if it was all 22? But he throws it from his 34-ish, we'll call it. So throwing it on the run. Again, not a lot of room for error. Throwing the right side. That is, my math is not very good. But that's a long throw with no room for error that he's able to hit in stride. So it's an accurate throw, throwing on the run, really tough throw. Last couple of watch is a game against Arkansas, which I know Tennessee fans do not want to relive, so I do apologize. But it's a really nice throw. This was a good scramble. This throw, I think they were down, weren't y'all down? We were all up at this point. Regardless, I can't remember. But it ends up being nice. Arkansas drops 8. They only bring 3. He is able to scramble here. Nice little rollout. Boop. Pitches eyes downfield and throws a nice ball for deep completion. So Tennessee fans, I want to hear from you. I just showed 9 or 10 clips. There's obviously better throws. You have some deep throws against Chattanooga, against Kent State. But I wanted to just show more throws against better competition. But let me know from you, what were your favorite throws from Nico? Let me know in the comments below. And also, what are your expectations? What do you want to see moving forward? Again, we talked about some improvement areas from Nico, and we are going to have a video coming out that kind of goes into a bit more detail on how he did against certain defenses, how he did based off certain passing schemes. But let me know your thoughts, what else you would want from the channel during the offseason. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. We're a big quarterback hub, specifically SEC quarterback hub. We talk all things SEC quarterback. So subscribe, like the video, share, all that YouTube stuff does help us grow. And as always, thank you for watching. We sincerely appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Peace.